care to go into detail? Why are you feeling weird? What are these layers of weirdness that have arisen?
I didn't get enough sleep.
Oh yeah, that's
one.
right. I woke up this morning to her cat meowing like over and over and over again, waking me from my dream. And then I go to open the door and Cassie's like still awake and it's like 8 in the morning.
I was on the phone with a boy.
I remember those days in middle school.
No,
I haven't
exactly.
stayed up on a phone with a boy since middle school. That's really cute. That's so precious.
He's gonna come back and watch the stream and be like,
aww.
yeah, so I think that's a big part of it. Lack of sleep will definitely make you feel weird.
Yeah, totally.
Richard, thank you for the biddies.
Thank you. Ooh, what you got in the oven for me, Cassie?
Bird mushrooms.
The first thing that comes to mind.
Yeah. So today we're gonna be tie-dyeing things.
I've been tie-dyed since so long. I'm so excited.
It's been a couple years for me at least. But yeah, I got a bunch of t-shirts of varying different sizes. If anybody would like a tie-dyed shirt from us, you can tip for it for $20 and let us know what colors you're interested in us using, and
we can
we'll mail
customize
to
it
you.
for you.
And that includes international because it shouldn't be too much to mail one t-shirt. But yeah, and then we're gonna tie-dye some stuff for us personally, some cute like one pieces and whatnot. So yeah, it should be fun times.
Well, we're about to show you the way, Richard.
It's pretty fun. It's hard to mess up with it. Like, because it just, I don't know, it looks cool no matter what, I'd say.
So I'm going to tell you what topics I thought of.
Yes.
So last night I was like envisioning our stream today and I wrote down some topics that might be interesting to dive into during this show. Polyamory versus monogamy.
Oh, okay.
Because that's been a topic that we've been chatting about lately.
Yeah.
So where would you land on the spectrum?
I'm still figuring it out. Like I had, so I just got out of a marriage, still getting out of that. And after I was like really thinking like maybe like I want to be just like fully polyamorous, but after like trying to dive into like the mindset of wanting to experience that, I started to realize I'm more monogamous than I thought. I really like to have like that one person that I can like tell everything to and like really feel safe with, and like, you know, no matter what, they're like ride or die, got my back type stuff. Like, so I would say I'm but also I would like sort of like the openness that we could at least like discuss like bringing other things into the relationship. Like
So
if we both have like a connection with someone, or if we're both like want the other person to be free to explore.
So when it comes to your boundaries, you're more inclined to be cool with involving other people for a collective experience, or also solo play too, depending on the context?
I would say depending on the context, because I feel like that can be like kind of a like slippery slope.
Yeah.
If it's just kind of like open, you can do whatever you want, because that's I like the security of kind of like knowing I'm able to like trust that they're gonna like, you know, disclose like the experience with me. So I would say probably like where would that be, like a 4, maybe 5? I would say maybe 4.
Maybe a 4, because not totally
yeah,
in the middle.
yeah.
More leaning towards monogamy, but still with an openness.
Right.
As long as there's like authentic communication, intention, full disclosure, and an air of like selectivity, like not just anybody.
Right.
Like,
like very cautious and like I'm very much the type of person where I have to have like a very strong emotional connection with someone to be sexual with them. And yeah, it's more of like a very like special thing to me. Whereas like before I would be like very like more open and it would like almost like diminish the specialness of it for me. So yeah, probably not somebody who's just gonna be like wanting to like all the time like hook up with other people, but if it's like a situational thing where they like really feel like a strong connection, I would be open to that. You feel evil when you get jelly. Yeah, jealousy can spiral into like really like evil thought patterns for sure. Like people do very scary things out of jealousy. I have seen it personally. Yeah, and like knowing that, like say like you're jealous or you're like fearful that your like partner is gonna like leave you for someone else or will like someone else other than you, just like also understanding that you are still you and you have infinite possibilities with like who you can be and who you can become, and not to compare yourself to others so much and really feel like hurt if somebody makes the choice that like say they want to be with someone else, they feel a stronger connection with them. That's like respecting that and still feeling confident within yourself and knowing that like because it's not meant to work out in that situation, so something else can work out better later on in life. We were discussing like the physical pain that like heartache brings, like say like someone like cheats on you or like hurts you, like does something that you just like really came out of left field and you didn't expect from that person, and that physical feeling you get in your chest when it's just like so much emotional pain, it's like heavy and uncomfortable. How would you say we combat that, Pixie? Coral?
How to combat what?
The stabbing feeling. Like, can you think of anything that would help you with like that feeling when you would have it?
Yeah, definitely. When I would be experiencing that type of pain, honestly, the best thing to do is to fully face it and to not numb it with drugs, alcohol, distractions, because I would usually try to numb it with like even like exercise, like running, like literally run away from it, or like being really like just stacking up my to-do list and like not allowing for me to have a breath in between. And but then every night you're pretty much, when you're in that stillness to go to bed, that's when you're faced with it. And so it's like it's inevitable, like you have to feel the pain, but it's important to understand the amount of pain that you can feasibly process, and to like not dwell on it and go too far and spiral, but to like invite the pain into your awareness and see what it has to teach you, and to really face it, and then ultimately embrace it with loving awareness and be able to like alchemize what happened to you.
It gets easier over time. It just really depends like if you're like facing it properly and what you're doing to combat it. Like say like if you were to just like go into something like drugs like really heavily, I feel like once you like get off those drugs and you get back to that clarity, all that pain can just come back, and I feel like that's where addiction can really spiral.
Yeah, totally.
Personally for me, like the past year, some people might know I've been going through like a lot of heartache, and in those moments, like because I would talk to people, but after a certain point I just like would get irritated with myself because I was still feeling the same feelings that I had already articulated to people, and so I just like was like, what do I do with them? Like I've already talked about it, I feel like to its fullest extent. So like what I would do is I would just be like crying and feeling that pain, and I would sing like whatever came to mind, like whatever I was feeling, and like kind of validate myself in that way. And
that's alchemy, to create art, to create art out of pain.
You feel like your ADHD helps you whenever something's hurting you. In what way?
Probably in the way like it's easy to get distracted, and like not dwell on a specific thought.
Yeah, that's a good point. You definitely gotta accept like you can't control everything, and like you can't control like the way that people feel. Like say someone like no longer feels a certain way towards you, just like really like letting that go, respecting their autonomy, and not trying to like fight to like change their mind or just like hoping that they can change, just like fully accept them like as they are, and like the choices that they're making are their own. And yeah, it's not always like a fault of your own. Like, yeah, like we make mistakes, but really to understand that like just things don't work out sometimes. Even if you love someone, it doesn't mean it's meant to work out. Let me try and readjust this lighting real quick, guys.
Yeah, it's so bright. I was gonna say perhaps might want to tone it down a little bit.
Are you simp worthy? Are you simp worthy?
What is the definition of simp?
A simp is a word invented by incels to shame men who are nice to women. That's how I feel. Simps don't have to give money. I don't know. There's different levels of simping, but I feel like using
a simp is a male who is polite to women.
So okay, let's Google the actual definition.
Urban Dictionary.
Yeah, okay.
Here we come.
Definition of a simp. Pixie or Coral knows no Twitch culture, so we're teaching her Twitch culture today. So if you guys would like to, you know, share any knowledge.
I'm a student today.
Yeah, so this is the actual Wiktionary?
Simple person lacking common sense, a fool or a simpleton. In slang, it's a man who foolishly overvalues and defers to a woman, putting her on a pedestal. Okay.
But like, incels will call any man who's nice to a woman a simp.
Yeah, so they like over exaggerate it, but really it's like a man who maybe like a girl who doesn't really respect him and takes advantage of him, he still puts her on a pedestal and lets her use him for whatever it may be, and that's more like what a legitimate simp is. But they'll just like spread that over every man who's polite. Okay, that makes sense.
And it's more of like a meme thing now. Like, say if you're like you see someone that you think is really dope or really attractive, you're like, oh fuck, I'm gonna simp so hard.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm a goofy goober, yeah. You're a goofy goober, yeah. We're all goofy goobers, yeah. Goofy goober, yeah. He's a fool who went and ripped his pants. I know I shouldn't joke around, I shouldn't curse, but the pain feels so much worse.
Beautiful, beautiful song.
What's your favorite person or fandom to hate? What kind of question is that? That's such a weird thing. Who's your favorite person to hate?
Yeah. I don't partake in that. So.
I don't either.
Yeah, I genuinely
like there's people that do things where I'm like, that's fucking weird.
Because like
but I don't like obsessively.
It's just more. I don't
disagreeance. Like it's not like.
And it's kind of amusing because I'm amused at how people can have such unique perspectives and be existing in totally different realities. Like people can be like existing in a whole nother reality than you are, and I find that interesting. Chocolates.
SpongeBob is strong with this one.
Getting it in there, just filling up all these crevices with this green liquid.
Twitch is gonna be like, too lewd. Bad.
But that's exactly what I'm doing.
You are. Get those crevices. Fill it up. No, you're terrible. What the fuck?
Bro. No, it's just a little precious baby life in a fur.
If you Sparta, Falcon, Chuck Norris kick a cat, I just want to let you know that comes full circle, and one day your balls will be kicked up into your esophagus. So please, for the sake of your sperm, do not kick cats. So guys, does anybody have any more Twitch culture to share with my friend Coral?
Yeah, I'm a total wordy.
She's a virgin.
I'm a virgin and a wordy. I love like new lingo slang.
Oh, there's a Poggers, there's a Pikachu butt in the chat. Poggers, pog.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I see. Is that like his name, that guy?
I don't know. Why is Poggers Poggers? Can we get some Twitch history?
Should I get my dig?
Okay,
I agree. I'll get it.
a Christian stream. We do Christian things. Like, but then again, where in the Bible does it say you can't eat ass? Yeah, eating
ass,
You guys like
ass,
what's your favorite kind of
ass,
I'm gonna detract from what I was saying before because it's very cringe.
So, Aesop and I just peed side by side in the grass together. It was a bonding experience. Such a goodie!
Oh man.
Alright, we about to get tribal up in here.
Alright. Aesop, the Didge is not your enemy. The Didge is your friend, okay?
We need the bongos right now. Oh my goodness. Yes! I'm gonna get kombucha.
Okay. Got a friend in me. This song brings back so many memories. So in kindergarten, I forget what it was for, but I was doing this like recital, and there's a video of it. I don't know if my parents still have it, but I remember seeing this video. And I was singing "You've Got a Friend in Me," and this poor kid sitting next to me, or standing next to me, we were singing the song, and I was like hugging him in a chokehold.
That's not how you give hugs, Kat.
No, like I was just like like really strongly hugging him and swaying back and forth, singing the song. Oh god.
Your brain gets smart, but your hair gets numb. So much to do, so much to see, so much wrong with it. You never shine if you don't glow. Hey now,
You're an all-star, get your game on, go play.
should I tap into my topics again?
Yeah, maybe we can talk about it.
So the topic is the light and shadow sides to social media. So the positives and negatives, the pros and cons. Because like pretty much any invention or tool, there's like a polarity to it. Even with like the telepathy thing, there's positives and negatives to it. That it's like it brings us closer in the way that I feel like, because it provides this safe space to be more explicit with your beliefs and perspectives, because you're not receiving that immediate feedback and judgment. People are more open, so it's like encourage society to be more expressive and open about like who they are. Like
You really get into like either like the darkest sides or the lightest sides of like what goes through your consciousness.
Yeah.
Depending on what you choose to express.
Yeah, people are much more open. Like, let's say expressing mental health, like it's more of a common topic online, and it's less often people discuss it in person.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, like say like a person, like even like a friend or like a stranger is like, hey, how are you doing? And you're just like, fine, so easily. But like say someone asks you online and you really have time to like process and like decide whether or not you're gonna answer in a genuine way and like really tell someone how you're feeling. But yeah.
It eases some of like the initial anxiety that you might have like when face to face with somebody. I feel like it gives you like, because for instance online, I feel like I would say that there's viewers of mine that know more intimate details of me than
Of course.
friends
Yes.
that I have in real life.
Like I when I started streaming, like felt more comfortable expressing like say who I feel I am as a person than I would in person with people,
Yeah.
because there was this like blockage of like social anxiety where I just like would overthink everything I was saying and doing, and I would just like I would think of the response to someone in my head and I would just completely like not say it, like, and I would just go through life like just being like so passive and silent and not myself, not able to make eye contact and so like streaming kind of gave me this like aspect of like self-reflection and self-awareness that I otherwise didn't have, and made me feel like really also think about my opinions and like what I was saying and like how I would act, for sure. But it also draws people into an addictive state. Yes, so like there's definitely an addictive aspect to it, to the internet in general, because it's just like there's so much content, so much to consume, so much to learn, so much to do, so many different types of people you can look at that otherwise like we would never, like say 100 years ago, be able to meet a fraction of the people that we can meet like virtually now, and like really see how people choose to like present themselves.
And that point right there really affects relationships. That's why now more than ever there's more divorces and people are less likely to stick together with their partners, because now there's just like
so much novelty,
exposed to so many other people's lives, like all this other potential online, that
constant like comparison like to other people's relationships. You would like think of your own relationship and you would see, because also with social media like you can portray like the very best aspects of your life, say like in a relationship, and it just looks so pure and like why isn't my relationship as beautiful as theirs, like, and you can just really just get stuck in this loop of like wanting more and more and more, like this ideal thing that actually is a falsity, I would say.
There's so many layers to people. Like I've met people who on real life are presented as like so cool, and then I meet them in real life and it's like there's a lot of shadows.
That's me.
But like your shadows don't take over, like it made it so
I'm
they
pretty
weren't
open about, I guess, like my shadows, and that I'm like
you're like integrated with them. But like I'm talking about the people that like their shadows take over them and then you have an unpleasant experience with them. Because
like I feel like if you're repressing that shadow and you're only projecting like say this like super positive great person, and then like when the shadow does come out it's so much more like uncontrolled and like apparent because you've been repressing it for so long. Whereas like if you integrate your shadow, then you're just like you know more how to deal with it when it comes around. But it does like open you up to people that have like-minded mindsets, or that are like-minded, that you otherwise wouldn't meet. Like say like when I was in like elementary, middle school, high school even, the people around me in the area I was growing up, just I didn't have anything in common with, and I felt so alien and so alone. And then like the internet allowed me to like feel like I had like a place to belong in a sense. Like people that I could like talk to that could like relate with what I was going through, like mental health wise and like music wise, and everyone that I grew up around like was super into hunting and country music, so it was like
sounds like my high school. So similar.
Wasn't really my vibe at all. Also gives us a platform to voice issues. Yes, I feel like that's really powerful.
Yes, that's like the highest potential I feel like is utilizing social media to spread ideas and belief systems that evolve consciousness and anchor in more positivity, connection, authenticity, and healthy belief systems into the collective.
I'm 95% silent IRL. I only talk when I have to react to what someone says or ask me a question. I would definitely be like that a lot, and it took like having the proper friends that kind of like really like saw me and like encouraged me to like have conversations and articulate, whereas like I used to have friends that would be so comfortable like leading the whole conversation without anyone else like adding to it, very like dominating in that aspect, I guess.
Isn't that funny? One time I experimented with that and I was with a group of people and I was like, I'm not going to interrupt anybody. I'm gonna just wait until there's a moment of silence and then speak up. And
sometimes you'll never speak.
It was 45 minutes and literally every single person would just interrupt the other person. Like not a single person for 45 minutes fully finished what they had to say.
Yeah, that's so weird to me. Like
it's so rude.
That used to be the like regular dynamic that I would be around consistently, and now I'm just like I'll catch myself interrupting someone, and then I'll like consciously stop myself because I know what that feels like, and I'm like, wait, finish what you were saying. Because like, yeah, because sometimes like you, especially like if you're already a passive, say shy person and you're not used to socializing, you're not gonna have like that assertiveness to be like, I was saying this, you know, you're just gonna forget about it, and you're just probably gonna get stuck in your own head, honestly, and kind of spiral like anxious thoughts and feel like undervalued or like you know, like less than others, because that's like what my brain used to do, at least. It's like a connection to the world for me, as I don't see many people. I learned so much too and experience lots of music I would never hear otherwise, and art. Yeah, the internet is so great for art and music, and like exploring different concepts and the evolution of art, because it's so far advanced from what it used to be, like especially with like how you use like VR and stuff now, Richard. Like I feel like there's so much potential to create like beautiful art within that, and yeah, just like infinite possibilities for concepts for music and art, and like the birth of like EDM and like different branches off of EDM that it just like we would have never thought possible, like the sounds that you can make that you can't make with instruments. And I feel like also for like say people who like have disabilities or something that like they would just like say like in the 90s just be stuck watching like a big box TV like and doing nothing, and like only, you know, consuming that type of content, whereas now like you have the internet and you can just learn anything you want to. But yeah, I love y'all.
I love you guys.
Have a wonderful evening. Sweet dreams. Take care of yourselves. Be safe.